Well, hi and welcome to our last Learning Series session of 2025. My name is Pearl LaCourcier. I'm the Training and Education Coordinator here at the State Auditor's Office. I work in the Office of Good Government, mainly working with small local political subdivisions. Today, we're going to be talking about how local governments can take advantage of North Dakota Surplus Property and the programs that it has to offer and the deals through that. There will be a Q&A at the end, so please use the Q&A button located in the top right corner next to the Leave button. We will answer those at the end, so at any time you can submit questions throughout. If something pops up, go ahead and put it in there, and we will get those out there. There's also a PowerPoint that was attached to the email that I sent out yesterday. You can use that to reference any materials today if you want to follow along with that. Today we have the expert on surplus property, Alan Brinkman. Alan Brinkman grew up on a farm in southwest North Dakota where he developed a strong work ethic and appreciation for resourcefulness. As a state surplus property manager, Alan finds fulfillment in helping local governments with limited budgets by getting them the equipment they need. He takes pride in providing clear guidance and facilitating the smooth transfer of surplus property to state agencies and local entities. So we'll get right into today's session. It'll be a little bit shorter today, so hopefully we'll be able to let you go around 10:30, 10:35, depending on how many questions we have. But I'll hand it over to you, Alan.
Good morning, Pearl. Good morning, everybody. My name is Alan Brinkman. I'm the manager of State Surplus Property. I've been there quite a while. Like my job. It's fun seeing property come in and finding a home for property that is you're able to reutilize and extend your meager budgets. State surplus property was created many years ago to deal with federal property. Initially, the North Dakota Department of Education used to dispense it. And then before my time, surplus property was put under the Office of Management and Budget, probably 40 years ago, roughly. And ever since then, we receive state surplus property and federal surplus property. And our main goal is to find a home for it with political subdivisions. Usually we try to give state agencies priority of all the property because mostly now we have state property we receive. So if we can get other state agencies to reutilize totally serviceable state property, we have done our jobs. And now we're also able to have political subdivisions utilize state surplus property after state agencies no longer are showing any intent to purchase it.
I was going to interrupt here. Do you want to click to the next slide so people can see?
I will click to the next slide.
Thank you. Making it to work. I have to point at the computer there.
Seem to have technical difficulty.
All right, hold on one second here. Let's see if we can get this.
Technology is awesome when it works. There we go. All right. All right. Now, who are we? I gave you a little introduction on what state surplus property is. How can we help you save money? Well, we charge fair market value for a lot of that state property that comes in and federal property. It is much less than new price. For example, office chairs, $20, good serviceable office chair. And you procurement officers out there know what those things cost when you have to buy it new. How we help you save money is we have economically priced property that you can purchase for your agency, and you don't have to go contract for new property. That helps stretch your budgets. We're a resource that all state agencies can utilize, and political subdivisions also. Cities, counties, school districts, other political subdivisions have the opportunity to acquire state and federal surplus property for dirt cheap. The thing is, we are able to do searches for property. So if your little agency, your political subdivision needs things, reach out to us. In a few slides, you'll see our email and phone. You can just send us an email saying, hey, we're looking for this. And the thing about this program, if you have more time than money, it's a good program because we have want lists we go off of, and we try to match up property to requests. Now, we do have a warehouse that agencies can come out and view. We have a state property section and a federal property section. And we welcome agencies to come out, view property, come out, talk to us. I mean, we have the darndest things out there. I'll jump to the next slide here. Okay, that's me. I thank you, Jen Robb, for looking at my PowerPoint. She decided to pop my mug in there. Thanks, Jen. Like I said, you know, I joined State Surplus Property a while ago, 1998. It's quite a long time ago. Been the manager since '04, and I'm also the Law Enforcement Support Office State Coordinator since 2008. We inherited that program from the National Guard. It's a good program. I'll discuss that in the next few slides. Process. Who is eligible for state property? State property must, or I'm sorry, let me go back. The state agency must make their surplus property available for direct transfer to eligible organizations such as other state agencies, cities, counties, schools, and assistance organizations. A lot of state agencies utilize our asset work system to report property. It initially wasn't user unfriendly, but we kind of streamlined it. You can load photos, descriptions. As far as I'm concerned, the more information you can put in that thing will benefit other state agencies, cities, and counties that access our website. The first state agency, political subdivision, or assistance organization agreeing to the price is entitled to the property. A transfer to a state agency has priority over any other transfer. Yeah, if it's state property, we try to prioritize other state agencies to have the ability to get that property first. The feds have their own version of that where they do direct transfers to federal agencies. We try to mimic that here on the state end. State property goes to state agencies first, then other political subs, and then eventually the public. If no eligible organization has purchased the property, it becomes available to the public, and a lot of it is walk-ins can purchase the property. We do have some auctions, and I'll let you know those websites later. Okay. State property available for sale to the public. Property offered for sale to the public after a required 7-day posting. We're required to hold property for 7 days for other state agencies. That doesn't always happen with common items like office chairs, file cabinets, desks, stuff like that. I expedite that to the public. Generally, we get so much of it that I always have a surplus of that property. You name it, it's come through surplus property as far as state property. Property is available at our Bismarck warehouse. You can Google it. The address is 1278 Hemlock Street in Bismarck. We're open to the public 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Types of state property available. Now this is where I like my job because it's it's pretty cool to see what comes in. Upright freezers. We had a few of those come in, and most of them went to political subdivisions, which is great because they don't have any money or their budgets are minimal. New freezers are not cheap. They were able to get these economically priced. They were in good shape and lots of years of service. The riding mower, got that out of a state agency. It had minimal hours on it. It was older, but it sat more. We had a political subdivision come and pick that thing up, and they're happy. Buildings. That trailer house is located up at Camp Grafton. Actually, there's a few of them. We've been throwing them on our GovDeal auctions because the guard up there would like to see them move. They got other plans for that area. Google GovDeals, and you can do a proximity search, and you'll see what North Dakota State Surplus Property has. And I think there's 4 more of them, and they've been going real cheap. They've been upgraded with windows, new windows, siding, looks like soffit and gutters, and they're actually pretty nice, and they've been going very cheap. Computers. Right now, I'm swimming in laptops. Good laptops. The state has a 3-year record, or I'm sorry, a 3-year property retention on electronics. These things are 3 to 4 years old, a lot of life in them, backlit keys, very nice. And they're great for agencies. I even had a college requesting some of these, a state college. They're good units, should be a lot of years left in them, and you can load Windows 11 on them. Paper, a lot of paper. We got some paper. A lot of teachers came in and bought that for their classrooms, and that's great. There's a lot of colored paper. We get office supplies like that in on occasion. You name it, anything office related. I think I have 300 pounds of paper clips that just came in. No kidding. So if you need a lifetime supply of paper clips, come on out. Office furniture such as chairs. I expedite that stuff to the public. As you can see, I have a pile of them. My pile grows daily. Office furniture such as stacking chairs, desks, computer tables, poker tables, you name it, it's out there. Okay, we're going to jump into the Federal Surplus Property Program. This is federal property we receive from federal military installations, federal agencies. I get a lot of Department of Defense property through there. It's administered by the General Services Administration. They call it the donation program, and they transfer it to us to be transferred to eligible organizations on a first come, first serve. And also kind of like to backpedal a little bit, state agencies that we have them on our want list. We have a want list for federal property also. So it doesn't matter if you're looking for something, you have a lot of time, you have no money, give us a call. We'll put you on the want list. Okay, what type of property is available? Hand and machine tools, a lot of tools, office machines and supplies. That mainly comes through our state property program. Computer equipment, we generally get that through the state property program. You can get it through the federal property program. Also, a lot of electronics, furniture, appliances, hardware, heavy equipment. I've had all sorts of heavy equipment through there. Snow blowers, bulldozers, payloaders, forklifts, all sorts of vehicles, trucks, a lot of generators, fuel tanks, storage tanks, exercise equipment. A lot of that comes out of the military installations, even kitchen equipment. You name it. I even transferred aircraft to Wahpeton State College of Science just recently for their, must be a A&P program what they're going to do is they're going to tear it apart and put it back together. It's not going to fly it anymore, but it's going to be a good training tool. And we got them in a Cessna 172 very economically. It was totally flyable. Medical supplies, lots of medical supplies have come in through the years. We have our state property website that's available online, and you can peruse through the list of property. Types of federal property available. Here are some photos of what we have received from the federal government and Department of Defense. Toolboxes, mowers, generators, file cabinets, diesel engines. I mean, I could go on for hours, but Pearl only gave me about a half hour to talk, so I'll just have to be brief on it. You name it, we have received it through the program. Okay, who is eligible for federal property? There again, state and public agencies. State agencies, counties, a lot of highway departments, county highway departments purchase through us. A lot of city public works, municipalities, school districts. We transfer a lot of computers to school districts, and they do like our office supplies. We do have some office furniture that goes to them consistently. Housing authorities, fire departments, EMS and emergency service districts. Generally, a lot of medical supplies go there. Utilities and conservation districts. We have a lot of soil conservation districts that come through us and purchase generally equipment that they can repair, or they purchase ag equipment from us. Nonprofits and public programs for the elderly. Think nursing homes, any assistance to the elderly, the disadvantaged, the impoverished. Nonprofits to sign up here with our agency, you gotta be a nonprofit in health or education. There again, nonprofit educational public health activities, including programs for the homeless and impoverished, medical institutions, hospitals, and clinics, schools, colleges, universities, museums, and libraries, food banks, soup kitchens. We do have a few soup kitchens that purchase through us, shelters that are serving the homeless or impoverished individuals. They come and get property through us, drug treatment centers, schools for persons with mental or physical disabilities, and child care centers. Daycares are eligible to purchase through us. Active SBA 8A certified companies. That programs through the Small Business Administration. Their 8A program is minority contractors. We have a few of them that historically have come and purchased equipment from us. I don't have the link, but if somebody's interested, reach out to your SBA person in Fargo for information on it. Service educational activities. Many years ago, the Department of Defense used to have a little program for service educational activities, and think Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts, they used to sponsor, and they'd give them like bags and field gear and stuff like that. And they changed that in the last few years, and then made those educational activities go through state surplus properties nationwide for property. So we can transfer property to Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Campfire, Little League Baseball, Marine Cadets of America, National Civilian Community Corps, etc. And then at the bottom there, you see a complete list of eligible organizations available at www.gsa.gov, and go on the link to buy through the government, and then you'll find the donation program. How to sign up? Go to this nice and short website link here and click on resources for eligible organizations. And then you'll see buried in the verbiage somewhere, the eligibility application link. It's you click on that, it's PDF, it's totally fillable. You can fill it out, print it out, and email it to surplus@nd.gov, or you can mail it. And I believe in this slideshow I don't have our mailing address, but if you Google North Dakota State Surplus Property, you'll find all sorts of information on our website. We have a mailing address, and that's different than our physical address. So don't drive to our mailing address looking for surplus property, or else you're not going to find it. You might wander in the governor's office or something. All right, there again, State Surplus Property website. When you click on that, you'll see our public sales and restricted sales website links. You can click on public sales for the general public if you're just looking for yourself, your own person. It's like, I need a laptop or I need an office chair or something like that. There should be updated photos in there. That's a constant battle to get photos on our website, but we try to get them in there in a timely manner. Restricted sales link is for federal property, and that is for agency use only. For example, say there's a truck or a lawnmower on there, that is for agency use only, and that disposal of that property after agency is done with it is they have to follow their own policy and procedure. So no, the public can't buy restricted sales property, only agencies.
So I wanted to ask there, so you said that the public can't participate in that the restricted sales for federal property. But what about local political subdivisions like a city? Are they in that tiered process? Could they purchase there?
Yep, okay. Yep, they can click on that link and view the property. Actually, the public sales property agencies can also click on that too. Okay. So if I have a glut of nice office chairs and it's been available to the public, but all of a sudden an agency is like, hey, I need a bunch of chairs for a conference room or office, they can just come in and shop on the public sales too. Pretty much everything in the whole website or the warehouse is available for agencies. And then we have a little section of state property that is for public consumption also, but state agencies can still come in there. Political subdivisions can still come in there and purchase.
That's good to know. Perfect.
All right, there we go. Federal property questions. That's our general email. surplus@nd.gov. Short and sweet. I love it. That's our phone number. 701-328-9665. You can call that. If nobody answers, leave a message, please. All right, and I'll try to hurry up here. My time is running out. We have a law enforcement support office program under the United States Department of Defense, which is responsible for managing the 1033 program, which transfers excess weapons, equipment, and vehicles from the United States Armed Forces to civilian law enforcement agencies. The program legally requires that DoD, Department of Defense, to make various items of equipment available to local law enforcement, ranging from supplies to material. The 1033 program, years back, that was part of the 1033 Department of Defense program for, oh boy, it was like in the 90s, late 90s. They decided to make property available for law enforcement and excess weapons. For example, like M16 rifles, they were able to transfer them to law enforcement. It was a lifetime lease on those weapons, because at any time, Department of Defense can recall any of the controlled property which weapons fall into back. Equipment such as, you name it, basically they could get property that resembles our federal property program property, heavy equipment, trucks, trailers, etc. There's a photo coming up here that'll pretty much be self-explanatory. And like I said, a lot of that property is controlled property. It's tracked, and on a yearly basis, I have to do a inventory of it, online inventory. So there's certifications required. I'll jump to the next slide here. All right, type of LESO property available: trucks, armored rescue vehicles, ATVs. You can use them for search and rescue. Heavy equipment, that bulldozer, I've had a few of those go to law enforcement agencies to assist in search and rescue. And for example, say an aircraft or something happened where you couldn't access the site, you can use that equipment to get there. Car trailers, you can haul equipment with it. Exercise equipment. Most cops like to be in shape, and we do have a lot of equipment that goes to law enforcement like that. Medical kits, weapons, and then there are, well, a lot of the law enforcement agencies do. They'll take the plain Jane M16 and then they can request parts for it to make it more suitable to their mission. And we have quite a few of those in the state that agencies use. Think of it as extending your tax dollars. You don't want your counties or city agencies purchasing new and perfectly serviceable older property. Will do the job. As a taxpayer, you should be very happy that a lot of agencies will take older serviceable property, make it work, and not have to stretch their budgets purchasing new property. Who's eligible for the LESO program? The Department of Defense has a criteria that agencies must meet to participate in this program. Is the agency's primary function of of the enforcement of laws? Are the agency's officers compensated? That's a big one. Do the agency's officers have the powers of arrest and apprehension? If you meet those three criteria as an agency, you are eligible to sign up for the program. State LEAs, how to apply. Agencies submit applications to the respective state coordinator. In the state of North Dakota, that would be me. I review the application to make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and the LEA meets the program requirements. I forward it to LESO, and they validate it. Basically, any agency that sends in an application, it's received by LESO. I'm supposed to vet it on my end. I send it to LESO. What they do is they run it up the Department of Justice flagpole. So it, on many levels, they do background checks on the agency, make sure they're not in some federal lawsuit for violation of somebody's civil rights or other improper activities. And about a week or so later, I get a thumbs up saying they are good to go as far as being able to request property or have possession of Department of Defense property. And that's another whole 30-minute slide section segment, so I'll keep it brief. Okay, LESO contact, that'd be me, Alan Brinkman. My email is abrinkman@nd.gov. That's my phone number. Reach out to me if you have any questions. You can email my email there or surplus@nd.gov. You can give our agency a call, and people will redirect you to me, and we'll reach out and see what we can do for you. Any questions?
All right, let's see what we have for questions today. Perfect. Just takes a minute to load here. So I have a question. So you mentioned, so there's kind of like a tiered program for all of this, and it kind of, so how it works is the state property gets advertised to state agencies first, and then down to political subdivisions, and then to the public. So our audience today is mainly political subdivisions. So if they're wanting to just browse, or let's say they just want to check and see what the state agents, what surplus property has to offer, what's the easiest way for them to go out and find that?
You can go to our website, and the main page there, you have 2 links, public sales and restricted property. You can look at either one. Political subs can purchase property off either link. We put the restricted sales in there because initially the public was confused about what they could purchase. So we had to separate it. So that's why there's 2 separate links. But yeah, look through the links, and also come to our warehouse. Come talk to one of our charming people. And you know, if you're looking for something, we'll put you on a list, and hopefully that property materializes right away.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you get a lot of requests and things like that in the future through this. And now you did mention something about they can send in like property requests. So if there's certain things that they're wanting, they can put that in email format and send that to you. Okay.
I like email. Please send an email.
Okay, that's the best way.
Yep, and that way I can forward it around. I do have some point of contacts in state agencies, and a lot of times I'll harass them. Hey, what do you got coming? Or they'll reach out well in advance. Hey, we want to get rid of this. How do we go about it? Because a lot of the property people and state agencies, that's their other duties as assigned. So the newbie gets surplus property dumped on them, and they don't know what to do exactly. So, yep, just give us a call, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Sounds great. Yeah. So I really want to encourage any of you that if you have any questions about things and how to get some surplus property, reach out to Alan. He is definitely the expert down there, and he should be able to help you out with any questions you have or any requests that you might have. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate, Alan, you taking the time to come down here and speak about it, really to get maybe there's something you need and you can find it through surplus property. So that's really what we're trying to do is just get the information out there to the political subdivisions that they have resources that they can use in acquiring property. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us today. This is the last session of this year. We will be doing another series next year. So stay tuned for that in the upcoming year for that schedule of events and speakers for the learning series. This session was recorded and the link will be sent out next week along with a short survey. Please do take the survey as it helps us develop tailored trainings, and maybe there's specific interest in different topics and we can provide those to you. And to help all local governments across the state. I'm sure if you have questions about it, there are other districts and different types of entities that have the exact same questions and want information on those topics as well. I want to encourage you to go out to our website and sign up for updates from the Office of Good Government. If there are any changes in laws or anything that comes out of legislation, we do pass that on to you guys. So please do sign up for them so you can stay updated with that information. If you have any questions about annual financial review forms, about audits, anything like that, please contact our office. You can reach out to the Office of Good Government. Our contact information is always listed on the website, so go out there and find that. There's plenty of information out there available. Again, thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you, Pearl, for having me.
Thank you so much for coming up today. Appreciate it.